What's going on, spiritualites? Welcome back for another video. This is going to be more of a psychological recap and me talking more about where my head was on those trades that I did last week and how I was moving into the next week. I'm going to start with strong points, some of the points where I felt like I slipped up, move on to what I learned about myself this last week in this process, what my discipline plan is, or what are some things that I'm put in place to make sure that I'm able to stay consistent. And then we'll just wrap up with a few encouraging words. So it'll be a shorter video today, and you guys can enjoy your weekend. So this week was filled with over trading, a little bit of stress in there, some conflictions with work, and some bad decisions were made. But some good decisions were made as well. I didn't lose every single trade, I did win some. Okay, so some of the strong points that I thought I showed throughout the week was on Tuesday. I was here, and here's when I thought, okay, I won the trade at the beginning of the day, right, in the early afternoon, and I'm looking for another trade to try to win back my over trading from the day before. But a lot of this price action I passed on. Could have tried to say, okay, let me follow the trend and do this again. I didn't get my green highlights here, so I wasn't sure if this was just going to lead to a bounce or a larger fall. Turns out it ended up going into a larger fall. At this point, I wasn't sure if it was going to continue downward, so I stayed out here. Right, and so all through this time, it's really hard to kind of just leave the market alone when you're really trying to earn back some money. When I got up here, I saw it doesn't have enough strength to get up to the top. I'm not seeing the green RSI to show that it was a bounce like this one had here, fall down, bounce, and then we came back up. So I'm thinking, all right, here's my chance. I can short. Waited for a structural break that I got here, and then kept going down. So I'm like, okay, cross back over the 20, cross back over in the direction I'm thinking of going. I take a short that if it gets back up to this level, and then try to get down to, where was it? Must have been, oh yeah, right around here, this low, and price completely goes against me, and in 6 minutes I'm out of the trade. So while those are a win and a loss, so while it's not both wins and they're not both success stories, I did appreciate the patience that I showed all throughout this range, because this could have gotten choppy if I would have taken along from here, could have lost that long. If I would have thought, okay, now it's going to be shorting, I could have shorted here. So rather than losing maybe 2 or 3 times on the way to get this third or fourth loss, I only took that one, and then that was it for the day. I didn't want to try to force anything else, although it did continue upward and go in the direction of the trend. I was appreciative of my patience. Another strong point was me stopping completely on Friday. I said, you know what, after Thursday's session, I took those trades right before going to work, and I decided, you know what, shutting it down for Friday, don't need to try to overtrade this week, take your losses, and then move on to the next week. Some places where my mental slipped a little bit. Number one, the hugest one that I've been talking about all week, I traded at work. I actually put in a trade at work, didn't get to use my spreadsheet to grade the trade, just went off of feelings and hope, and got shot down. Second, I think, was the overtrading on Monday. I guess that would have been the first one in order, but most impactful was that overtrading on Monday. It kind of started off my week a little bit behind and having me want to play catch up. So yeah, I think that impacted me as well. And then over time, just kind of losing confidence and maybe forcing something that I didn't believe in, or not believing in something that was actually a good trade. You know, slipped up a couple times in my mental there, but I do think I'm ready to bounce back for next week. Some things that I learned about myself. Well, this channel is a little bit more pressure than I anticipated. Yeah, I caught myself thinking about you guys a lot and not coming to you with losses and what I would say if, I came back with this win and how I'd explain it. So it's good that I'm starting to think like that, but it also has added a little bit of pressure. So I've got to learn how to kind of turn that off and take that away, because it's really my journey. And right now, there's only a few of you now. If I had like 20,000 followers or something, maybe a little bit more nerve-wracking, but not to focus so much on the channel to find wins, but to focus on what I'm doing. I also learned that I do want this to be a quick process. We talked about the speed of the backtesting versus the speed of the trading before, And so I think that it should all be quick. And so every trade I put in, I should win. And I need to grow 15% per day. And, I need to have just realistic expectations. These weeks will happen. I will have losing weeks. I did get close to the max drawdown, which is 5% if I was going to take one of those FTMO challenges or something like that. So still quite a way from that, but progressing forward this week. Another thing I learned about myself was balancing the addition of this channel. It has been hard to stick to that schedule. Some days when I want to wake up, at whatever time I want to wake up, I can't. I got to make sure I get up, make sure I'm in front of the charts, make sure I'm trading, make sure I'm looking for good setups so that I can take those trades, so that I can have something to bring back to you guys. So it keeps me disciplined and consistent, but also it's a little bit hard. As you saw, I got to the charts late one morning, maybe a couple mornings. So just really trying to focus and hone in, learn that it is a little bit more of a challenge than I thought it might be. So moving forward with my discipline plan, I'm going to start setting an alarm. That's number one. I'm setting an alarm at 7:30 and then one at 8 o'clock. Hopefully between those two I can wake up and get in front of the computer every single day, which also means I need to start going to bed. So I'll set an alarm when I have 20 to 30 minutes to go to bed so I can start making my way up there. No excuses. If I don't have whatever I'm working on done, maybe I can take a little bit of time to finish that up, but no longer than 15 to 20 minutes, and get upstairs and make sure I get to bed on time. I don't think I want to have more than 4 trades in a day. I think 4 trades is a great amount, especially on my off day. If it's on a work day, it definitely should be less than that. But on my off days, 4 trades seems reasonable and seems like not over trading. Now, if I'm on a hot streak, I may try to edit that. Or if I take, 2 losses in a row and I'm seeing I'm not, feeling it that day, I may stop there. But I do not want to take more than 4 trades a day. So that's going to be my hard rule from now on. And another rule that I've had, but I just didn't stick to, was obviously no trading at work. Stop doing that. Make sure that I only trade when I can look at all of my setups, all of my indicators, plug it into my spreadsheet, making sure that I have every available piece of information to me and not taking trades because I want to make back some money. So if you're somewhere and you're just getting started and you're coming across this video, make sure you do not get discouraged. Right? A few words of encouragement is just to start somewhere. If you start with even $10 and you just make each trade 10 cents a trade, however you have to get in, even if you want to start paper trading, you want to start back testing, however it is, but just get started. Make sure you just do it, because the longer that you do it, the more experience you gain, the more your eyes get trained to see what you're looking for, and the more your success you will have as long as you stay consistent. The next piece of advice is just to keep going. Once you get started, right, that's the first step. You got to keep going. No matter how bad your back tests look for the day, no matter how many strategies that you have tried and it doesn't work, no matter who's telling you that you can't do it, I would just say keep going and stay confident. Be confident in your strategy. Even if it only wins 20% of the time, be confident in it, because when that confidence starts to hit and you start seeing that chart a little bit differently, those 20% become 30%, become 40%. Okay? So make sure you just keep going and stay confident in whatever it is that you truly believe will help you get an edge over the market. This is not financial advice. Should you choose to invest or start trading, I would consult a financial advisor before you do that. And remember, this is the journey, not the highlight reel. Trade smart, live free.